What's up guys, I'm BTC. Blizzard snuck in some hidden changes on the PTR update, and it looks like we might have some of the first hints for Hero 29. When I woke up this morning, I had a whole bunch of messages from you guys telling me to check out the PTR version of the payload on Route 66, and as it turns out, there are some changes to it that probably have some pretty big significance either to an upcoming animation or a new hero, possibly Hero 29. Now, if this sounds familiar, it's because it's pretty much the exact same thing that happened with Doomfist and Orisa on Numbani when the Doomfist gauntlet was stolen from that payload. So I think I'm sensing a pattern here. Every single new character is now going to be introduced by changing a version of the payload on one of the maps. So this is going to be breaking news. Hero number 30 confirmed to be the Pachimari from the Junkertown payload. Let's go back to Route 66 though, because the payload change does seem to have some significance to it. I don't think Blizzard would change this just for fun to update the model. There's really no reason for this other than having it be connected to the lore in one way or another. Now, it could be a new hero, could be an animation. We'll get to that in just a minute, but let's go over what actually changed. So this is what the payload looks like on the live version of the game. The thing that you're escorting is actually a nuclear device. There's a nuclear reactor inside of that device, and this was stolen from the military transport train. If you go into the diner, you can see the plans for the Deadlock Gang's robbery of this train. They have the blueprints for the rail line and also for the nuclear device that they're trying to steal. So what they do is they destroy the rail, the train falls, and the device ends up getting stolen. Then you have to escort it back to the base for the Deadlock Gang. That's the whole point of the map. Once more, this is what the payload looks like on the live version of the game, and then this is the brand new version on the PTR. The housing has been taken off, and the reactor core inside has been stolen. This is a really significant update to the lore of this map. Now, this could be hinting at the new hero, it could be hinting at an animation, or it could just be a retcon. Blizzard has done quite a few retcons to their lore already for Overwatch, so it could be as simple as that. But I kinda don't think it is. I think it's a hint of something to come. I think there's two possibilities. The first is that it's going to be part of an animation for McCree, where it shows how he was recruited by Gabriel Reyes Reaper into the Blackwatch organization.
Right. This is where I picked up the damn ingrate.
Doesn't feel right coming back here.
Or it's going to be a hint for a new hero, possibly connected to the Deadlock Gang or Talon. I spent more time looking at this payload in the last couple hours than I did the last year or so before it, but I noticed something as I was checking it out. The top of the payload has a striking similarity to the other thing in the game that also has a nuclear reactor, and that is D.Va's mech. Now, this doesn't mean that the next hero is going to have a mech. It simply means that in the Overwatch universe, containment facilities for the nuclear reactor type stuff all have a similar look. Or it could just be reused art assets because, I mean, for example, Torbjorn's rivet gun has the exact same stuff as the top of the buses in King's Row. Now, I don't think there's any secret connection between Torbjorn and the buses in England. It's just a reused art asset, and this entirely could be the same thing, just a reused art asset, or it could be something similar. But even if it is, I don't think the next hero would likely be a mech of any kind. After all, we did just get Hammond in his own mech. In one of Soldier's voice lines when you play on Route 66, he complains about how the Deadlock Gang is still around and that Gabriel Reyes, Reaper, didn't do anything about it when he was supposed to.
Reyes should have cleaned up the Deadlock Gang a long time ago.
My guess is that Gabriel Reyes, Reaper, went to the Route 66 area when he was in Blackwatch and recruited McCree. Later on, when all of the falling out happened and Gabriel Reyes ended up becoming Reaper and left Overwatch and Blackwatch and joined Talon, I think he probably went back to Route 66 in order to recruit the Deadlock Gang into working for Talon. Or maybe he just bought the reactor from them or stole it or whatever. But essentially, I think there's a good chance that the Deadlock Gang is going to have some sort of connection to Talon. One of the major problems with the present-day storytelling in the Overwatch universe is that if you look at the hero list, the vast majority of the characters would be considered the good guys, or at worst, they would be considered neutral. There's only 5 characters that are actually the bad guys: Doomfist, Reaper, Sombra, Widowmaker, and Moira, and that's it. It's kinda like Team Rocket, and if you look at the animations, they fail more often than not. In any good story, there needs to be conflict, and that needs to come from a genuine, serious threat. And in Overwatch, Talon doesn't feel like that. They feel like they're kind of this goofy bunch of people that are just kind of messing around. So if they were to add more villains, it might actually increase the credibility of that, and the Deadlock Gang could be a good source. As I said earlier, I don't think we're going to get another character with a mech. However, it is possible that we could get a character that has an exosuit powered by that nuclear reactor. You remember this image here taken from one of the Moira trailers? Well, we don't know who that character is. It just kind of popped up in the background, and we haven't heard of it since. But if you wanted to power a really powerful exosuit, a stolen nuclear reactor might be a good source. Other possibilities could be the mechanic that works at one of the garages, or maybe it's an alien that was discovered in the cave. Or actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's been staring us in the face the entire time. Propane and propane accessories. The next character is Hank Hill. I'm actually going to be making a full prediction video for Hero 29 in the next couple days, so if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And tell me what character you think is going to be Hero 29. Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.